Hi guys, just running a small position in crude oil here, and just show you sort of what I'm looking at. 5-minute chart. I've got a profit target up here around 75.50. The 1 hour time frame, if we just have a little look at that, turning green here on the pro trading system. Storyteller is trying, we're a little bit early to this trade really, it is trying to turn up here. So if we can confirm this pro trading system green on the 1 hour time frame, then we should shoot quite nicely higher here, especially into this resistance. Let's put some targets on for the PTS. Just turn the targets on. Yeah, so target number 2 here. In fact, let's make it a little bit bigger for you so you can see it. You get target number 2, 75.66. That's okay. Let's have a little look at 5 minute again. So we're pushing nicely higher. Pro trading system buyer, it's a bit late to the trade. There's the pro trading system buyer at 74.47. I got in on the next candlestick here, 74.67, 74.40 was the entry. So we're far past this next profit target, 74.94. Now you can see on the right hand side, which is so important that you've got to keep an eye on, is the round number. Okay, 75 is a psychological area here. And to get over that resistance area is good, but we want to make sure we get over and close over with this 5 minute candlestick. We don't want to just spike above and that candlestick to drop back in. So we don't want to, there's the 75, we don't want to go up here, big wick, big body, and then we drop back in here. We don't want to do that. We want to close, and it's quite nice. You can see the actual, bring it into the middle for you here. You can see the candlestick trading at its highs, which is good. We're trading at 75.12. Momentum is up still. We're not extended yet. Now the key is here, what I've got to think about. Let's go back to that 1 hour, because there's plenty of lessons to be learned here as the trade progresses. If I look left on this chart, we've got plenty of resistance right on that yellow line. That comes in around 75.50. 75.50 is also a round number. Psychological area. You see how it went into 75.50 here, came back down. So we're going to go and retest that 75.50. That's nice. I mean, when you're in a trade, you want it to go up like that, don't you? You don't want it to pull back. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get in front of that target 75.47. So I've got it at 75.50 at the moment. So I'm going to just get in front of that, around 45. And my stop placement's here. Now what I could do is bring my stop to break even on this trade. Okay, so I would make £8 on this trade. So I'm risking nothing now. My stop is at break even. All right, so hopefully we can see this pop higher. I've got to think to myself, as we are in this sort of resistance zone, what am I going to do on the next pullback? Is the next pullback where I get out the trade and get faked out the trade before it goes up here? So when you're in a trade, you don't get wiser, do you? You suddenly become this intense, uncertain, unconfident trader, especially if you haven't got a bit of a trading plan. And the best thing to do, I think, and it works ever so well for even myself after all these years of placing trades, get that stop to break even, get the target in the book, in the brokerage account, and then just let it go and walk away from the trade. Because the next pullback on this 5 minute, you can see it's not a very nice 5 minute candlestick. You see the next pullback here is going to go down in price, and that down in price often fakes people out the trade. But if you've accepted your risk on the trade, then, and you've got to stop to break even, which is a bonus, then why not just let it go to its profit target? Because you don't need that many winning trades if you're getting some decent sized moves like this. This is one trade that I've done this morning. Shorted the DAX, which was nice for about 25 points. Dollar yen was a long trade, brilliant. I actually was getting the kids ready for school when that dollar yen trade hit its profit target. So all I'm doing is just placing the order, setting my stop, profit target, and letting that trade, because it's really hard for us human beings to sit through the pullbacks. And but if you can sit through pullbacks, a bit of advice as well I'd like to give you is just don't look at your P&L. Okay, so don't look at your profit, because if you look at your profit instantly, if it starts to go down, so we're up 231 here, if it goes down to 150, instantly I'm thinking I just grabbed that profit. So don't look at your P&L. In fact, turn off your P&L if you can. Don't even look at it. And I would just look at what's going on with your system and indicators. Okay, so we're still green. We're still green. It's fine. That last candlestick wick wasn't pretty at all. You don't get wiser when you get in a trade. We tend to become... what's the right word without insulting anybody? We become this uncertain, unconfident trader. But we've got no control. I could move my stop up to lock in a bit of profits. I could move it to about here. But as soon as I move my stop higher, chances are I'm going to get stopped out before it hits its profit target, because at some point we're going to have a pullback. But as long as it stays green on the pro trading system, then that's good. And oil's a bit... you see the spread here? That's not good spread, guys. All of a sudden, it's like 3 to 4 points. That's not a good spread at all. In the old days, it used to be 8 points on oil. Has come down, but I mean, even you can get your spreads. You can get better spreads on oil with other brokers. So if we can get above this wick, because that last wick was quite long, wasn't it? So the sellers came in there, rejected that area. So we get above that area there, then that will really push it quickly to the upside. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look, see if it can get above there. So we've been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be the 6th green candlestick. We should be due a pullback. One hour time frame just starting to fire off. So if you're a 1 hour trader, you'll be looking to get long 75.03 there. Let's just tidy this up. Momentum starting to rise up as here. That's all right. Got a lot of resistance around this area, 75.10, 75.40. We can get to that area there, 75.47, that'd be good. I mean, it can even get much higher back up to these resistance areas here. We don't know, do we? We're just trying to trade a system. We're just trying to trade a strategy. We have no idea what the market's going to do. We're just trying to follow a process, a strategy. Just like we did when I played football. I mean, when I was playing football, pre-match, I'd follow the same process. I'd put my top on last. I'd make sure my kit and my boots were ready. My apprentice would be getting all my stuff out. Same procedure every single game. Process. Training we did midweek before the game on the Saturday, it was all about process, training, around corners, free kicks, tactical stuff, and then on the day you're either going to win or you're going to lose. But it's good to prepare. It's good to have that process in place. So we're just struggling here to get above that 75.20 zone. See the sellers come in here. Okay, so the key now, if the candlestick stays like this, the key is that we're going to come down to here. This is where it fakes you out. Best thing to do, okay, is just accept your risk. If your profit target's here, just accept the risk, go and make a cup of tea or a coffee, okay? Because it doesn't get easier with the pullback. Well, it does. The more experienced you are, the pullback fakes you out less. If you're a new trader watching this video, then I think you'll understand when you're trading and you see that's why the pro trading system, we want it to stay green. As long as it stays green, this trend is up. This momentum is up. And in fact, it would be great to get to its profit target, but for learning purposes, it would be great to get stopped out for £8 as well, because you're seeing the process here of, a live trade. Not big source, not big size, but when I'm doing oil, I'm doing about £10 to £15 a point on oil. Here it's £5. Okay, so here's the pullback. So now this is decision time. So with our system here, as long as it's not red, we're staying in the trade. Momentum is still up. That's fine. Just going to bring it up slightly, just to there, the stop. All right, just there. All right, so if it comes down here, we really do need it to hold this 74.80 area. That's a bit of an engulfing type candlestick. You can see we can't get above this 75.23.4 zone. Perfectly fine. We're still green here though. Checking the 1 hour time frame again. Looks all right. Back to the round number 75, which we broke out of originally. Don't want this to go red. Could take half the position and run the other half. See, it's quite decent. It's a 20-point candlestick, this. So this is great learning for us, guys. Because here's the pullback. So I was expecting a pullback at some point because PTS has gone up about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're getting the pullback. So this is it. This is the learning bit. This is the bit where you either get faked out the trade before it goes back up, or you don't. As long as you're sticking to your strategy here, the strategy is as long as it stays red. If it goes, as long as it stays green, if it goes red, you're out. So this is what fakes a new trader out, this pullback. Because it was up £200, now it's up 130. This is the decision point. Now it's easy to get into the trade because you're buying it on green here. That's fine. That's easy. Because entry, stop, easy. You're following the process. For me, I think for when I'm coaching and mentoring students, it's this pullback is the key. Because this pullback here, as I keep on saying to you, is the fake. Work on it. Work on it. Are you going to? What's your plan on the pullback? Are you going to sit through it, or are you going to sell half? So that's a 20-point push down here. This is probably going to come a little bit further down as well, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm going to sit through it, and I'm doing it for you, obviously, for the video as well, for learning purposes. All right. So this is the learning bit for me, for you. because you're seeing your P&L go down. Are you going to sit through the pullback or not? Best to go and make a cup of coffee. If you're accepting the profit up here, where it hits the profit target here, 75.47, which is 75.45 where I've got my target, then sit through the pullback. If you're doing much bigger position size, then it doesn't really matter really. I mean, your strategy is your strategy. Yellow candlestick means the pullback happening. 1 second, guys. Okay, so pullback happening. It will bounce off the moving averages, which often happens. There's no doubt about it, when you're in a trade, you want it to go and hit your profit target straight away, don't you? We all do. Nobody wants to wait around 15-20 minutes to get the profit target hit. I'm just looking around at the other markets. Decent morning this morning. Dollar yen higher for a long trade this morning on dollar yen. A couple of DAX trades this morning were good. Short in the DAX. And yeah, keep an eye on from some more DAX trades. Pound US dollar, didn't take it, but it was a really good short on that for 25 points. Okay, a little bit of a buyer's candlestick, still green on the PTS. This video's getting a little bit long now. We've gone sideways pretty much for 15 minutes. Momentum on the storyteller just starting to go down a little bit here. It's not a good sign. You want that to be increasing with light green. No yellow lines at all, which is good. With this buyer's candlestick here, buyer's candlestick because it's a light green candlestick. Starting to turn red here. Now if you took it, let's just show you what it's like without the PTS on. Here you go. So here's without the Pro Trading System on. You can see there's a red bearish candlestick there. This one's red as well here. Lots of red and lots of green. When you put it back on, just smooths it out for you nicely. Okay, we're still holding here, still green candlestick. Okay, just pause the video a little bit there, guys, because we're basically not going anywhere at the moment. We've not hit profit target, we've not hit our stop loss order. Now if we put our stop loss order underneath this pivot here, I think it will not be good. What we could do, we could put on the trailing stop for the Pro Trading System. So now I've just switched on the back end, trailing stop feature, which tells me my stop loss should be at 74.91 if I'm locking in, which is just below this pivot here. You can see the actual price has gone nowhere, so has the stop. This is called the trailing stop. So decent risk reward so far if I'd have got in at a better price. So if that was my entry, that's my stop, that's the first target there. So you can see if that's the box of risk, that's the box of profit. So what's that look like? What, 2 to 1? Quite nice. Candlestick, new one just opened on the 5-minute chart. Lots of momentum here. We want to see a light green, guys. The next candlestick, we really need it to see light green. In fact, it'd be okay if we get a dark green. We're still, momentum's still up, but a lovely light green would be good. If we get a dark green, then a light green, that's fine. but we're still green. And this is that pullback. Sitting through the pullback. I'll be sitting through the pullback. And we are sitting through the pullback. I got taught to trade from a US trader, and he would trade the open of the US markets on stocks that would gap up or gap down 20 odd years ago. And I think I showed you one of my first trades in Apple. It was trading at about $70. But they would look for the gap stocks in the morning time. And I mean, this is 20 odd years ago. This is like 2000, 2004, 2003. And basically what they would do is, on the open, these stocks, there's the close, there's the open of the 5-minute chart on a stock, and it would gap up here and it would come down 1, 2, 3, find a bit of a hammer low here, and then literally push higher and do a U shape and fill the gap. And then the next push would be higher. Then it was the next pullback that would come to the gap fill, and it was the pullback that we all spoke about, which was really interesting, because that pullback, sorry, once I pause the recording, the pricing stops. It was that pullback that we all spoke about. So U-shape, up, breakout, pullback was the buy if you weren't in the trade. And then your targets were up in these areas here. So this pullback is so important for trading FX, trading gap stocks. And it's that pullback is where you grow your where you grow your strength, really, because that pullback, if you're in the trade, is the one that fakes you out. And look, I'm sure you've been in trades before where it's pulled back, you've got out the trade, you've closed it down, and up, it's come down, you've closed it out here, and you're long here for it to only be up here. And you've got to remember, the markets don't go straight up. They go, you want it to go straight up, but they go up and down, up and down. And it's these pullbacks, sitting through the pullback is the interesting one. So I think, if this breaks above this area here, the trailing stop will push up a bit automatically. So that's 75.23, wasn't it? That was the key area. If we can get through there, that's good. But we're still stalling here. Got a 10 o'clock candlestick opening very soon, guys, in 1 minute. So the 1 hour 10 o'clock is going to open here. We've got 52 seconds for this one to close, a new one to open. So that's going to get a bit more fuel in the tank. This next candlestick, got to be careful here. Got to make sure I'm managing the trade. I've got to stop to break even. We've locked in 29 quid. I don't want 29 quid. I want 400 odd quid. If we can break above this 23, I'll probably bring that stop and trail it up and see if we can, because that's a big ledge there. 75.23. Some reason we're not getting through that area. Okay, new candlestick, 10 o'clock candlestick. So should get a little bit of fuel here, a little bit of a move. All the alarms start to go off on the new candlestick. So it's trying again. Now we don't want it to foul here, because if it goes to here and it fouls again, then that's the point where it could roll over. As long as we're green, as long as we're trying to go up higher, that's fine. Now another little bit of a learning situation here that I see a lot happen is that the pullback, when the pullback comes into play here, you get the pullback that we've spoken about a lot here on this video, which is 25 minutes long at the moment. Now, if you get out the trade on the pullback, a lot of people then try to get back in because they see it going higher and they miss out on the profits. Oh, shit, I should be in the trade still. I should be in that trade. And they're sort of jumping into it up here because they're trying to you know, they may have done wrong by getting out. It's not, you haven't done wrong at all. It's, you know, it's completely normal. But then bad things happen, but they chase it up here, and then it pulls back and they get stopped out. So I personally think, guys, if you get out on the pullback because you've been faked out the move, then move on to another trade. Because if you go chasing the market here at these highs, then it may not continue. We're struggling just to get through here. So we want to close. Get a close through this 73, guys. It'd be good. Trail now is 74.91 zone, up to 95 soon once this closes. Try not to look at your P&L. Don't look at the P&L. Don't like that wick either. But try not to look at your P&L. Okay, so let's have a think. It's still, if we don't break above in 2 minutes, then I will sell half the position. Okay, and the way I'll do that, I just right click on it. Try and drag it up here if I can. 1 second. Let's try and sort that out. There you go, I'm just about to sell half the position. It makes the screen go darker. I mean, we should have got through there. It hasn't. Now it's back here. So once I sell half or sell some of the position to bank the profit, I think the stress levels reduce automatically because you've got some profit then. Okay, so I'm going to just sell half. Now once I sell half, watch. Sell half, back to £3 now. Stress levels reduce dramatically on trades for some people, don't they? Once you sell half the position or sell a part of the position and bank it. Don't like that wick. We're not red yet though. We're not red. But I've banked a little bit. Banking half the position, in many years ago I used to think it was the thing to do on every trade, and it's certainly not the thing to do on every trade. If you can hang on to your full position to your profit target, the account can grow dramatically. If you keep on banking half in little bits, then you get a few stop outs, then the account seems to not grow as quick. If you can hold on to your full position, if you can, mentally, then you can accelerate that trading account. Horrible wick candlestick. A rejection of the highs again. We're getting some red under here. You see, it's just flickering. It's just starting to do a short signal. So that's not good. I think it's been a great live trade because it's not a classic where it just hits the profit target and there's no learning. If you struggle to sit through pullbacks and retracements, leave a comment down below, guys. For me, it's very difficult unless you just walk away. Just walk away or just wait for your system to change colour. losing momentum here on the storyteller. Momentum indicator. Long video, guys, 30-minute video, but I think good learning. I would love to have then gone, okay, switched it back on, we came through the pullback and then we went up and hit profit target and showed you how easy it is to sit through the pullback and then it hits its profit target. But you can see here, we're starting to come down. And I think this pullback is much better learning for everyone, especially with it being a live trade. Managed to click the record button quickly for you so you could see what was going on. So it's hit trailing stop here. I'm going to exit the trade and let's just get out. So I'm just going to click that. There you go. So out the trade. I made 100 odd quid or something. All right, so waffled on about sitting through pullbacks and the psychological effect of that on people, and a couple of tips on what to do. And I've been doing it for many years, and I feel with the pullback, you go and make yourself a drink and get away, get your stop in place or get your stop to break even, and then go and do something else. Because as long as you manage your risk and you got your risk defined, then I think let it go to its profit target at times. When you see, if you feel as though it's really going to fail here, sell half or sell some of the position, move your stop to break even, and then just manage the trade. Okay, I managed to just get out the trade and I'll move on. Now it's 10 past 10, meaning that's my day trades done for the day. I am will be back maybe this afternoon, but that's the morning trading done for me. And it's been a really good morning as well. All right, hope it helps, and make sure you register or you subscribe to the channel, guys, because we're going to do lots more live trades for you. Speak to you soon. Bye.